This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Brett Baer in Washington. We are awaiting the start of President Obama's news conference, marking the conclusion of his nuclear security summit here in Washington. You're looking live at the summit there. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen is at the White House tonight with a preview. Good evening, James.
Brett, good evening. Some of the most important players on the nuclear security front, such as Russia and North Korea, had no presence at all at this summit. And even the president's emphasis on the apparent early success of the Iran nuclear deal is coming under challenge. Hosting his first nuclear security summit in 6 years, President Obama also convened a largely symbolic, even celebratory session with the nations of the P5+1, the same group that negotiated last year's nuclear deal with Iran.
Iran has dismantled 2/3 of its installed centrifuges. Iran has shipped 98% of its enriched uranium stockpile out of Iran. If Iran were to cheat, the breakout time to build a nuclear weapon has gone from 2 to 3 months to about a year.
Yet since the deal took effect, the Islamic regime has intensified its testing of ballistic missiles, fired a rocket near the aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman, seized 2 U.S. Navy boats and humiliated the sailors on board, and beefed up the Iranian military presence in Yemen and Syria. Mr. Obama said the U.S. presses unilateral sanctions. Critics again warn that the nuclear deal poses a long-term danger.
Like the North Korea deal that was signed in the 1990s, another deeply flawed deal. I'm very concerned that this deal will lay the predicate for an Iranian nuclear weapon in the future.
Iran was not invited to the P5+1 session, while Russia sent only its U.S. ambassador and boycotted the larger nuclear summit, saying it was tilted against Moscow. The White House dismissed that as posturing.
The fact of the matter is some of that working level cooperation continues.
President Obama said Iran is beginning to see the benefits of sanctions relief. Indeed, published reports say, and the administration has all but confirmed, that the Treasury Department will soon allow Iran to use U.S. dollars in transactions with selected foreign banks as a substitute for U.S. banks prohibited from such dealings.
So we're not going to give them access to the U.S. dollar or a U.S. financial system?
The question, we are continuing to look at how we comply with the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action to make sure that Iran gets relief under the nuclear portions while we keep pressure on Iran on these other issues.
The irony in this is that the Treasury Department still designates Iran's financial system as a, quote, primary money laundering concern. And yet by selecting foreign banks to give Iran access to U.S. dollars, the United States would, in essence, be mounting its own money laundering operation. Brett?
James Rosen live on the North Lawn. James, thanks.